Einen wunderschönen guten Abend hier am Dienstagabend and welcome to all our English-speaking viewers. And today you see that you don't see so much, so I'm afraid that we have a night race today. And we're here for the penultimate race of this, I think it's this season 7, yeah, like I can read there, of the Apex Online Crossplay GT3 Championship. And I'm pretty sure that it is the penultimate race, but not 100%, so let's just take a look. And we are here at the circuit Ricardo Tormo in Valencia. Let's take a look at the calendar. Oh no, it's 3 races to go with this race. So next week we are again in Spain, in Barcelona. And then we have the last race in Indianapolis at the Motor Speedway. So, and now let's take a look what happens today and who takes part of this race. We have Toby, we have the German driver Fabian Radek, then Roland Jordan, one of the many Hungarian drivers, Jared Vermeulen, Martin Hürjans, the 2 leaders of the championship standing in this order. So Jared in front of and far away from Martin Hürjans. Then we have Zsolt Barabas, the next Hungarian driver with the GTR. Then Kendall Slater in the box or in the pits already. Then comes the next Hungarian driver, Norbert Overy. And here we have one of our 2 Swedish drivers, Oskar Frisk. So the silver-rated Swedish driver. Then we have Sandor and our fast Estonian driver, Chris Egert-Rynkianen. Then the leader of the Silver Grid, Daniel Kemendi. We have Dave Irwin, Eric Stander in the pits, and Dorian Castelli, P3 in the championship standings, and fastest driver of the training session. And then we have Toby on P4. Then we have Victor Hammerlund, and these 2 are fighting for the 4th position. And meanwhile we have 12 points. No, it's not 12 points. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, it's 12 points between Toby and Victor. Then we have Adam Chobor, the Polish driver McMats, Scott McCallum, one of the 2 Scottish driver, and I'm not sure, but I think Stephen Archibald is not the second. Yeah, it is the second, okay. So by the way, these 2 are on place 29, Scott McCallum, and 31, Stephen Archibald. Both silver drivers, so it's not really P29 and 31, because this is in the overall standing. But I don't count it out at the moment. Then we have Lachko. Oh, and we have the first timed laps. Oh no, and this is so stupid. Every time this stupid replay. I'm a little bit too fast. So, and I only want to show you who is the current leader in this qualifying section or session, and it's Jared, more than half of a second in front of Martin, and then we have Dave Urban in front of Chris Egert-Rünkjanen, and here we have Victor Hammerlund in front of Ovary, then Paul Wittler, Fabian Radek, Jolt Barabas, Oscar Frisk, and but we are missing some drivers at the moment. So for example Toby still without a time, so let's see if he is able to do, yeah, he is able to do a time. And the good news is he's in front of Victor, so the good news for Toby, the bad news for Victor. Oh no, and Victor with a new personal best time, and now he's on P5. And Dorian between Jared and Martin. But I think it will be hard for Dorian to overtake at least Martin in the next 3 races with today's race. So he's 170 points behind Martin, and Martin 185 points behind Jared. So today it's 335 points between P1 and P3, and then we have 94 points to Toby and 106 between Dorian and Victor. And then we have Chris Egert, P6 at the moment, but 49 points behind Victor. Yeah, and Toby jumps up to P4. So at the moment we have Ferrari, Ferrari, Mustang, Ferrari, and then the first BMW here from Dave. Oh, and Chris Egert jumps up to P5. And maybe he's trying to attack Victor during the last 3 races. So yeah, it is 49 points, but this is maybe not enough. But I think it's not enough for Chris Egert to be 2 places in front of Victor. But it's a good beginning. Or maybe a bad one for Victor. And then we have Paul on P8 here in this qualification session. And Paul only P10. So right behind the first silver driver. Oh, and he is between 2 silver drivers. So 10 points behind Daniel, who is 5 points behind the German Mercedes driver. So only 15 points for Paul to attack P8. And he's 71 points in front of Misha Wietzing, who is currently P11. And we have some big gaps. So for example, Chris Egert is... no, sorry, this is... I was in the wrong... yeah, but Adam Chobor more than 154 points behind Chris Egert. And dog, don't make such crazy noises, please. And Dorian still P2 in the new fastest lap by Jared, 1:29.865. But I think he thinks that it is enough. And Dorian also coming in to the pits. And now we have the chance for Martin to get in front of the French Ferrari. It's less than 1/10 of a second between the French and the Dutch driver. Oh, but Dorian tries another lap, and also Jared is on the track again. And we have a big gap between P4 and P5. So Victor now on the 5th place, front of Stander and Runkjanen. But then we have thirteen drivers in a second, so Latschko less than a second behind Victor Hammerlund. Victor only 15 thousandths of a second in front of Stander. Also hier ist wirklich eng. Ganz vorne, die haben ein bisschen Abstand zueinander, wobei P3, 4 und 5 halt jeweils so 3/10. And we have Scott McCallum and Stephen Archibald, the two Scottish driver, who didn't do a lap. I don't know, maybe there is some penalty. And also Sulim with no time, and at the moment with no try to get a time. Oh, and today Lloyd Chapman, the fastest silver driver in the qualification. And Misha only P2. And then we have Daniel Kemendi, still the fastest, or the first silver driver in the current standing. Like I said, P9. But like I also said, just 12 points behind Radek. Oh, and Radek only 4 points behind Chobor. But Radek with some big problems. Where is Chobor? And here we have Adam Chobor. So P7 only on P16 and P8 only on P21. And this might be a good news for Daniel Kamandi. Maybe he can climb up at least one, maybe two positions. And also Paul, far away from Radek and Chobor. Oh, and by the way, Huizing and Sandham with the same time here in the qualification. Both 1.54 seconds behind Jared. Oh, and Martin now in front of Dorian. Dorian back on P3. A little bit more than 0.2 of a second behind Martin Hürjans. Martin 1.5 or a little bit more than 1.5 of a second behind Jared. And Chris Egert, Rünkjanen on P7. And let's see if there are some guys who... Oh yeah, and Jared with the next fastest time of the race, or of the qualification. Toby stays on P4. And Stander now in front of Hammerlund and behind Toby. And Dorian only 12 thousandths of a second behind Martin, but behind Martin. And let's see, maybe... Oh no, Martin isn't on the track anymore. And here we have Overy. Oh, I think he jumps up to P11. I'm pretty sure that he was able to get some places during his last lap. And now we have the start formation for the race number 10. So Jared in front of Martin, no surprises. But right behind Martin we have Dorian, then we have Toby, Erik Stander, Victor Hammerlund, Chris Egert Rünkjanen and Kendall Slater. Then we have Dave Urban and Paul Fiedler, the top 10. Norbert Overy, the second silver driver, P11, followed by Chapman, Huizing. Then we have Sandham and Kamandi, only P5 at the moment. Then we have Soli and Radek in front of Chobor. Then we have Bardarbas, Mekmats, Latschko, Jeffrey van Buren, Oscar Frisk, Sandor, Roland Jordan, Mr. S. Lift, Cool. Oh, I think I already know Cool. And then we have Scott McCallum, Stephen Archibald and Sulim, and I think all three of them without a qualification time. So, and we did a little commercial break that I can have a little break and then we see each other for 57 minutes of finest racing. So, see you soon.
30 seconds.
So, in less than 30 seconds until the start of the formation lap. And again, I don't take a look who was last driver of the day.
10 seconds.
Oh, and it was Adam Chobor. He's only on P18 today. So maybe not the best driver to watch the introduction lap or the formation lap. And he started P13 and finished P4. So, and here we have the two teammates and the two guys who are fighting, I would say. They're fighting for race wins, but I think this time Jared will take the championship. And let's see what the Mustang is able to do here today. I think it's not the best Mustang track, but let's see. And here we have the two guys fighting for P4, one in front of Stander and the other one behind. So in front of Stander we have the Dutch driver Toby Blades, and behind we have the Swedish Mustang Victor Hammerlund. And here one of the main parts of the track, the last turns, turn 13, who is getting in right into turn 14, which is Adrian Campos, or Campos. And here you need to be careful that you don't get out. And then we are on the start-finish straight. Oh, and we have a drive-through penalty for Soli. I think this will be hard to survive, let's say like this. Oh, and we have the fight between Dorian and and Castelli with a little contact, and Stander in the lead. And then we have Jared P2, Martin P3, and then we have Dorian. Oh, and Rinkjanen. Okay, Rinkjanen behind. And here we have Urban against Blades. So Toby back up to P6, right in front of Victor. And Victor in front of Rinkjanen. And here we have the attack by Toby. Oh, and I think Toby is now in front of the BMW. Oh, and Rinkjanen in front of Hammerlund, but I think there was some contact between Urban and Rünkjanen, and now we have Hammerlund right side by side with Toby, and not side by side anymore, so Hammerlund in front of Toby. So also Toby with a bad exit out of Campos, and so he's now back on P6 and right on in front of all the other drivers we have Standard, and I think he's a little bit surprised too. So I'm not sure who did this little contact and opened the door for... Oh yeah, I know, it was Castelli, it was Dorian, who was a little bit overachieving. And so now he's P4 right behind Jared, Martin and Stander. Then we have Hammerlund 3.5 seconds behind Dorian, and he's fighting with Toby. And behind these two we have Chris Egert, and then we have Paul Wiedler, Sebastian Sandham and Lloyd Chapman, and Dave Urban only P11 at this moment. And then we have Daniel Kamendi again P2 in the silver rating, so a fantastic start for our leader in the silver standings in front of Kendall Slater. Then we have Adam Chobor and Soli P15, but still the drive-through penalty to do. And Jolt Barabas P16, Cool P17, then Jordan, Frisk. And again a very bad start from Witzing, who is now P20, which is P8 in the silver rating, and he's right in front of Radek. Then Sulim, Mr. S-Lift, Big Jeff, Jeffrey Van Buren, Scott McCallum, McMutz and Archibald, then Sandor, and we have Lachko and Overy in the pits. And still Jared only P2, but maybe now he's able to attack the McLaren driver, so let's see. Oh no! Oh, and now we have... Oh, and why Castelli now in front of Martin and side by side with Jared? And he's able to attack, and not only... Oh, what is this? And again Thunder says thank you. I don't know what is this. It's really hard fighting here between the Apex guys and Dorian. And Eric. Yeah, I think he's very thankful. And also Victor and Toby are saying thank you to these three right in front of them, cause yeah, speaking about 3 seconds, now it's only 1.2 seconds between Jared and Victor. Oh, and now Dorian on P2. And what is this? So really aggressive today, Dorian. I don't know why. Okay, maybe it's his last chance to attack the Apex drivers, but this is not the right way to do this, I would say. And here we have Hyjans in the fight with Stander, and now Hyjans in the lead. Oh, and now we have the first back marker right in front of these, and I think it's Lachko. Norbert Overy still or again on the track. Already on the track. Ha, this was the word I was searching for. And now we have Jans in the lead. Oh, and Latchko, just stay there and wait till it's over. And we have Hammerlund and Toby right behind Jared. Oh, and I'm really afraid that this isn't going well for all of these guys. Now Castelli with the next little mistake, and Jared says thank you. Or is saying I don't know. But you know what I mean. Yeah, and Jared only P3 at the moment, right behind Standard still P2. And what a crazy race here the first nearly 10 minutes. And I really don't know what happens behind, cause this is really crazy what the top 4 guys are doing here. So we have the next car in the pits. And it's Dave back to P28. Tormo P12. Yeah, and if they are driving normal, then and the next contact. Oh no, and what the fuck? So what is this today? It's really... So, and we have Victor and Toby still P4 and P5. But I think both of them with some damage. And I think Chris Egert, the big winner of this situation, because I think he could avoid the contact with Stander. And Stander, well, don't know what to do, because he got a big hit from behind from Castelli. So I'm pretty sure that we have some penalties or something like this after this race, cause this isn't the right way to overtake the other drivers. And this is not how I know this league or this drivers. So some really aggressive behavior by some of them. And here we have Sandham, who is behind Chetman and Rünkjanen, and then we have Toby and Victor. Oh, and here the next little mistake, this time by Sandham. And Jared less than half of a second behind Martin. Oh, and Toby with the attack against Victor, and Toby now P5. No, P4. And so if Jared is overtaking Martin, we will have the top 5, the same top 6 like in the championship standing. So yeah, we have Jared in front of Martin. No, we have Martin in front of Jared, but then we have Dorian, Toby, Victor, Chris Egert, and then... Oh, and Victor is coming in for his pit stop, so I think more damage than he would like to have. Oh, and this is really interesting. And Toby more than a second in front of Chris Egert, so maybe Chris Egert also was part of the crash. And there was just a car standing around. Oh, and we have a 30 seconds stop and go penalty for Stander. And we have the first car who left the race, I think. And the second one, and this was Stander. And I think we can read some interesting news at the Discord, maybe. But nothing till now. And still Martin in front of Jared. Dorian 1.8 seconds behind, but 7.7 seconds in front of Toby. But because he's throwing with cars, not Toby but Dorian. So let's see what happens after the race. And here we have Chapman against Sandham, the first silver driver. And here we have Daniel Kamandi against Kendall Slater. And this is... So, Daniel is the leader of the silver rating. And let's see who's the next one. P2 is Misha, and then we have Oscar and Dennis Sutenbier, Salt Barabas. And Kendall, I think, P6 in the silver rating at the moment. And still the fight between Jared and Martin. And this is the good thing between these two guys. They are in the same team, but they are fighting like they aren't. So, for example, I don't know exactly which race it was, but I think we have at least one little contact, or more than a little contact, between these two in the season. Or what was it last season? I don't know. And by the way, it was in the same situation. It was Jared behind Martin. Oh, and we have the first drive-through penalty because of the track limits, and this is from G. Sandor, not Standor, but Sandor. So P22. And meanwhile we have more than 2 seconds between Toby and Chris Egert, but already 9 seconds, and now we have the fight for the lead between Martin and Jared. But Martin on the inside a little bit faster. Whoa, 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 and here a little contact between Castelli and Jared, because Jared needs to hit the brake really hard to avoid a contact between him and Martin, his teammate. So, and now we have P1, 2 and 3 really far behind each other. Not close, not far. So, and like you can see, we have the next drive-through penalty because of the track limits, and this is for Misha Hützing, and we not only have the fight for P1, 2 and 3 here in the Platinum grid. Okay, meanwhile it's the fight between P1 and 2, cause Dorian less than a second behind these two. But we also have the fight for P1, 2 and 3 in the silver rating grid, or silver grid, between Chapman, Kamandi and Slater, and all three of them only half of a second behind Sebastian Sandham on P6. Oh, and Sebastian now P9, right behind these three drivers. And only 0.8 of a second in front of Chobor. And here we have Slater. And in front of Slater we have Kamandi and Chapman. So, and we have the next drive-through penalty. Oh, and it's the second one for Soli, who got a drive-through penalty at the start, and now he got his second one, this time for the track limits. And here we have the fight for P6, which is P1 in the silver rating. Whoa! And here we have the crash between the two Apex drivers, or between the two Ford versus Mustang guys. I think it was, no, Ford versus Ferrari, so stupid, Ford versus Mustang. And this time Dorian says merci. Oh, and now Dorian with the big mistake. Oh, and no, what's happened here? What is happening here? It's really crazy. So got the lead and then the big mistake here in the last corner from Dorian. And if they aren't a little bit more careful, maybe Toby will win this race, because none of them in the lead will see the finish line. And now we have 3 seconds between Dorian and Jared. Maybe Jared and Martin are now done with their crazy race part. And let's see, it's confusing me. So, meanwhile we have Lloyd more than a second in front of Daniel. And Daniel still half of a second in front of Kender. Jeffrey in the pits. Like Mr. has lived, and I think Soli now done with his drive-through penalty, and so maybe in front of Jeffrey and Mr. has lived, but at least in front of Mr. has lived, I would say. Oh, and Victor P22, but he's already done with his mandatory pit stop. And still the fight between Jared and Martin. And it's so crazy to watch these guys. Whoa. Ja, aber irgendwie haben die heute sich vorgenommen, was abzuliefern, und das machen sie tatsächlich auch, und zwar nicht nur die beiden. And let's see. where we have Victor when everyone is done with their mandatory stops. So we don't have really big gaps here between P3 and maybe P3 is the only big gap. Was nearly 10 seconds between Toby and Dorian. By the way, Toby now on P3 because Dorian in for his mandatory stop. And now we have a backmarker in front of Martin and Jared, so let's hope that everything is going well between these three. It's one of the BMW drivers. Maybe it's Mr. S-Lift. Oh, it wasn't Mr. S-Lift. Yeah, it was Soli, and he just let these drivers, these both pass, which is really a good decision to avoid some problems. And Kendall still right behind Daniel Kemendi. But Daniel more than 2.5 seconds behind Lloyd. So Lloyd now on P5 and still the first silver driver. But Daniel still P1 in the championship standing. Oh, and now the next try from Jared, but the next time Martin is able to avoid P2. Oh, and now we have the pit stop by Jared. So the undercut from our championship leader. And now let's see if Martin is coming in right at the end of this lap. And so Toby, meanwhile, up to P2. Yeah, 6 seconds. Oh, and who was this? Oh, and Chapman with the spin. And so Daniel now on P4, which is P1 in the silver rating, and Kendall is fighting for this position, for the first position in his rating, because he's now P2. And this was really bad for Lloyd, who's now only P6, which is P3 in his rating. So at least he could avoid damage. But he's now 2 places behind. So, and now the pit stop from the silver grid driver. And Martin stays out of the pits. So, and also Paul is in the pits. But in the at the moment we have some smooth moments. Yeah, but let's see what happens between Jared and Dorian. But at the moment we have, or we had, Roland between Jared and Dorian, but now we have a back marker between these two drivers. And now we have the pit stop by Chris Egert Rünkjanen, and so we have Daniel on P3, and also Martin is in the pits. So let's see the fight between Martin and his teammate. Who will be the first one in turn 1? Oh, and I think it's Jared. So Martin's still in the pits, and yeah, new leader is Jared and new second one is Dorian. Oh, and then we have Hammerlund. But Hammerlund stays behind Martin, but Martin only P3 after his pit stop. And Hammerlund now against Blades. Let's see who stays in front. But Toby still in front of Victor. And yeah, 4.5 seconds behind Hyjans, so I think he will stay on P4. And then we have the pit stop from Commandy. And Commandy is fighting against Chipman, who's again in front of Kendall Slater. And now Commandy against Chapman and Slater. Here we have Commandy, and there we have Hammerlund and Chapman, and Commandy is able to stay in front of the next silver rating driver. And Jared's still in the lead, and meanwhile more than 3 seconds in front of the French Ferrari. And now we have Jared in the lead again. And then we have Martin P3, but already more than 14.5 seconds behind Dorian. So I think Martin needs to repair his car. And so he lost a lot of time against the French driver. So, and this means Jared again with the victory. And maybe this could be the end of the championship race. So maybe we have the next champion today, but I'm not sure. We will take a look at the end of the race. So, and we have the next drive-through penalty, this time by the German AMG driver. So also Fabian with some track limits problems, let's say it like this. And then Radek in for his drive-through penalty, and Chobor fighting against Slater. And meanwhile we have Kemendi in front of Chapman and Fiedler. So Fiedler in front of Chapman. So, but still P6 for Kemendi, but Hammerlund now right behind Blades. And Rüngjanen only P11. Toby 5.8 seconds behind Martin, but 17.5 seconds in front of Hammerlund. And Hammerlund now right in front of Commandy. Then we have Wiedler and Chapman. So this could be really interesting for the for the last 26 minutes between these drivers. And Kendall is fighting against Rünkjanen and Chobor. Rünkjanen behind Kendall Slater and Adam Chobor right in front. This was funny. Oh, and Paul now in front of Commandy, but still behind Hammerlund. So no problem for the Swedish driver, but maybe this could become a problem. For Hammerlund. So and now we have the fight between not Commandy, but Paul and Victor. Oh, and this with a better ending at the moment for the Ferrari driver. So now P5 for Paul and P6 for Victor. Dorian 10 seconds behind Jared. Let's see, Martin a little bit less than 10 seconds behind Dorian. Then 7 seconds between Martin and Toby. And Daniel, now the next one, who is right behind Victor Hammerlund, but at the moment he needs to concentrate himself for the fight between Lloyd and himself, and Lloyd now in front of Daniel. So meanwhile, Lloyd Chapman, the fastest silver driver. And behind we have Chobor against Rünkjanen. Rünkjanen now on P9. And Rünkjanen right behind Kemendi in this moment. And Archibald fighting against Jordan. Fight for P7 in the silver rating. There are 8 seconds between Dorian and Martin, and also 8 seconds between Martin and Toby. And Rünkjanen against Kemendi, against Chobor, against Slater. Oh, and Rünkjanen a little bit wide, not wild. And Toby only 7 seconds behind Martin. So at the moment Toby is a little bit faster than P3. Oh, and Rünkjanen against Kemendi. But again, better exit for Kemendi, and now Adam Chobor right behind Chris Egert, but Chris Egert is able to stay in front. And Martin is losing a little bit of time against Jared and oh, and I just wondered where Chris Egert is, and Chris Egert with the next mistake, and now back on P11. So really sad. Lost 2 positions. And Lloyd now right between Victor and Daniel Kemendi. The same situation like Kemendi was some laps earlier. Still 7.5 seconds between Martin and Toby. 16 minutes to go. Archibald still right behind Jordan. So, and I think everything is nearly clear. Speaking about the top 5. Okay, but Victor is coming closer to Paul. Only a second left, like we see here, and 1.5 seconds between Lloyd and Victor. Daniel 7/10 of a second behind Lloyd. Then we have Chobor and Sandham right behind Archibald and Jordan. Fight for P15. Oh, and Sandham now in front of Archibald. Radek only P21. And Kemendi still fighting against Chapman. Yeah, the gap between Martin and Toby is getting smaller, but in really small steps. Meanwhile, we have 7.1 seconds, so let's see. Now, and Sandham with the drive-through penalty just got P16, and now he will lose some positions. Oh, and what is this? Chapman now right behind Hammerlund. Oh, and I could be wrong, but this the second time when Lloyd is winning in a lot of position. No, last time it was Adam Chobor. But again, he's P9, right behind Kemendi. And I think he was P18, so 9 places. Better than when we start the race. Still 11 minutes to go. Oh, and Van Buren right behind Archibald, Sandham and Jordan. Oh, and a little mistake by Chapman, but no consequences. Oh, and here a little mistake by Kemendi, but Chobor isn't able to use this mistake. Oh, and here we have Jordan against Sandham and Archibald and Van Buren. Oh, and what is Sandham doing with this? He's driving around with a penalty. Oh, and this wasn't really clean. Oh, and who's this? Was this Dorian? No, it wasn't Dorian. Maybe it was Toby. Yeah, it was Toby. So Toby right behind Jordan, Van Buren and Van Buren. Sandham is coming in for his penalty like we saw. And then we have Archibald, and Archibald now right in front of the Polish driver, McMats. So meanwhile we have 1.4 seconds between Daniel Kemendi and Lloyd Chapman, and only 7/10 of a second between Daniel and Adam Chobor, but more than 3 seconds between Daniel and Kendall. So he also, if he get some problems with Adam, he will stay on second place in the silver rating, but at the moment he's losing time against Chapman, and Chapman now again right behind Victor. And Victor needs to stay in front of Lloyd, because again he is losing points against Toby. Oh no, and what is this? Oh my goodness. What a season for Paul. The first time that he do a race without really big problems, and then he gets a drive-through penalty 7 minutes before the end of the race. And now I think he's out of the top 10. I'm pretty sure he's out of the top 10. So, and good news for Chris Egert, cause he will get P10. I think Paul now P11 in front of Barabbas. Yeah. And like I said, Chris P10, Slater P9, Showboarder P8, Kemendi P7, Chapman 1.6 seconds in front of Kemendi, and the fastest silver driver on the 6th place. And he's fighting for P5 against Victor. And Victor now right behind Toby. So yeah, he is losing some points against the Dutch driver, but a little bit less than one lap before. So I think Toby is not so happy with the penalty for Paul, but Victor is saying thank you, or whatever they say in Sweden for danke. But I think he's able to speak English. Oh, I'm pretty sure. And Toby is losing against Martin again. Nearly 9 seconds meanwhile. But I think he's happy with P4. Right after this race, which was really crazy. For example, the McLaren thrown by Dorian. Yeah, and like I said earlier, I'm not sure that there is no penalty or something like this after the race for some drivers, maybe. So let's see. Here Chapman against Hammerlund. Oh, and now Chapman in front of Hammerlund, so no. What a race for the Swedish driver. A long time in front of Toby, and now again 2 places behind the Dutch driver. And what a race by the silver driver, by Lloyd Chapman and Daniel Kemendi, also Kendall in the top 10. So really good racing here from the, let's say, slower drivers. And now Toby is losing some time against Martin, meanwhile 10 seconds behind the fastest Mustang. So, and now we need to watch Jared, cause I don't know if he's able, yeah, he's able to do another lap. So,
okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it to him.
final lap for Jared. And after a crazy race, Jared with the next win. No, it's not 3 race wins, it's meanwhile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's win number 7 for Jared. No, it's number 8. And I'm pretty sure that he is now, maybe he's champion. No, he's not champion, cause he's now, let's see, 230 points in front of Martin. But there are
The leader has finished the race.
300 points to get for the 2 winners of the next 2 races. And here we have Dorian now P2, Frisk P12 and Short Barabas P13. And then we have Martin finished P3 in this crazy race. Toby on 4th place. Congratulations. Oh, and who was this? I don't know. And then we have Lloyd. And Lloyd on P5. So the fastest silver driver in the top 5. Congratulations for Lloyd Chapman, or to Lloyd Chapman. Crazy racing today. And he is really in the mood to celebrate, but also Victor is happy, I think, P6. And then we have Daniel Kamandi, the leader of the Silver Grid, Adam Chobor, P8. Chris Egert is able to overtake Kendall and finished P9. Then we have Kendall Slater, P10, Paul, P11, Oscar Frisk, P12. Then Barabas, Sulin, Jordan, Steven Archibald, P16, McMats, the Polish driver, P17, Michael Hützing, only P18. I think he will lose P2 in the silver rating. And then we have Jeffrey van Buren, P19, Fabian Radek, only P20 with the AMG. Then Zoli, the guy with the 2 drive-throughs today, in front of Sandham and Mr. Slift, and Cool, Lachko, Ovary, Sandor, Stander and Urban didn't finish this race today. Ooh, and this was really a crazy race. I don't know what you are saying about this, but yeah, I think there are some guys who are really happy that this race is over. And now let's see what happens in a week when we are again in Spain, in Barcelona.
Hello.
And hello,
Good day, sir.
I think it's Toby. Yeah, of course it's Toby. Yeah, this was a crazy race.
Yeah, it was. Not
Dorian,
sure what happened.
Dorian throwing with cars, and you and Victor are crashing into it. And yeah, I think you have a little damage after this. But
Yeah, quite a bit of damage, a wobbly bonnet, and I don't know if it was for other people, but I was flashing a lot, which was so maybe some people very angry at me for flashing like a madman the whole race. It was not intentional.
yeah, it was because of braking, I think.
Yeah, the light was broken. It had
Yeah.
a nice habit of disappearing on the turning points as well. So very helpful, as you can imagine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but the interesting fact is at the beginning of the second stint, you were faster than Martin, so you could win also time against P3, but not enough. But
Yeah, there's some blue flags. They were battling ahead of me and lost quite a bit of time, but I wasn't fast enough to catch him, I don't think. But,
so
and the damage was pretty severe.
yeah. Yeah, but the good news is you can say thank you to Lloyd, because he was able to overtake Victor, and so you get some more points against the Swedish Mustang driver.
Yeah, he had to pit very early with damages. He had even more damage than me.
Yeah, I think also.
So he pitted very early, and then your tires on this track going that long, it was a brave call, but I think probably did very well to finish where he finished.
And you are and from 12 you are jumping up to 30 points in front of Victor before the last two races, cause you got 18 more points today than Victor, and you were 12 points ahead, and now it's 30 points. So congratulations. But
Yeah, that's nice.
but what a race. Let's hope that it's not normal on Spanish tracks, cause then we will have a really interesting race next week.
No, it was very interesting. Did you notice the track conditions? They changed from optimum to fast.
Okay.
After, that was a curveball. I've never seen that happen before.
But why? Is it because of the night?
I have no idea.
Okay, I really don't watch at this part of the TV, so.
But yeah, I don't know if you noticed. Everyone's pace has dropped off, and then noticed the track had gone. But I wasn't too bothered. I mean, I don't mind low grip conditions, so relatively okay. And it probably helped me with the damage.
Yeah.
You know, the car balance felt okay.
Okay, and this is also what Dorian just writes here. So it was it was no grip at all, and so
I don't know if you noticed who dropped oil or.
I don't know. I don't know. But I was this. But this explains why the driving looks so aggressive. I was really overwhelmed or something like this, because for example, Dorian seems to be very aggressive today, But it wasn't because of his aggressiveness, but because of the track. Okay, now, like, like Dorian is saying, Blades, you have P again on the track. But I think P is not enough to do this to the track. Okay.
Yeah, I did get scared out of that last corner, but not that much.
Okay, and now I know what happens because, like I said, I was wondering all the time what happens, but this is, yeah, okay, now I know.
Yeah, and then that you have to change your driving. You have to trail brake a little bit more,
Yeah,
a little bit delayed on the throttle, and then also you're sliding more, so your tires go off more. It's already a difficult track on tires.
Yep.
So it just compounds everything here, and I think a lot of guys pushed hard as well out
Yeah,
of the
of
pits, trying to
course.
do undercuts.
Yeah, but
Trying to do undercuts, and because it's very strong here,
yeah,
but that will kill your tires later. So I was lucky that I had a bit of space, was able just to bring the tires in normally,
hmm.
and yeah, then just drive home. It was quite a relaxed drive in the end after the opening laps.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I enjoy everything, but the start was really interesting. For example, Standard with the perfect start, which was really crazy. I don't know who.
Yeah, someone dived quite deep, and I got a little bit eaten up by a few cars trying to avoid damage.
Okay, maybe this was Thunder, and this is why he was able to get P1. Okay. Yeah, really crazy today. So let's hope the track will be normal next week in Barcelona. So fingers are crossed, and yeah. Then I would say let's call it a day. By the way, congratulations again for P4 and saving P4 in the overall standing. And let's see what happens at the last two races.
Yep, last two races going to be fun.
Let's hope so. Okay, then good night to all of you. Kleiner Hinweis noch, morgen geht's weiter bei den Funracern. Ich habe keine Ahnung, die haben, glaube ich, morgen eine Teammeisterschaft mit Gruppe 3 und Gruppe 4, wo quasi einer jeweils das Gruppe 3 und das Gruppe 4 Auto fährt. Mehr dazu gibt's morgen, alle Infos etc. Bis dahin und ansonsten sehen wir uns nächste Woche wieder hier zu Englisch lernen mit Alex. Ach nein, mit Vincent. Oh Gott, wieder mal verraten. Und dann eben auf Barcelona. Then I was going to be P1 and suddenly like my car goes. Yeah, it was really, everything was really crazy today. So, good night to everyone. I just read what Dorian writes here in the chat. Yeah, it was wild. Just say it like this, wild. So, good night to everyone, and I think some of the drivers need to go shower today now. So,
Yep.
let's say